Aloha, gang. It is Aloha Friday. And yeah, for those of you who've been sitting in chat with me, you know someone here is getting excited. Okay, there you go, Cassie. There. Wrigley and Pia. How Pia? No, you get this one. There. Now they all got their treats. They can be happy. Now, if only I could hand out treats to all of you guys in chat right now. How's that? Okay. Grab your own treats. Treat of choice. Drink of choice. For me, iced tea. So how are y'all doing? I have been working on this for a little while here in between everything else going on. And I got a nice tea and I'm so happy for that right now. But welcome, 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 gang. Let's see, who was our first one in chat, Miss? Oh my God, Iris. Love you, girl. Love you, love you, love you, girl. And by the way, Iris, for those of you who know Iris or don't know Iris, she is looking good. She has been working on losing weight, getting into shape, okay? And oh my God, it is coming into play now. So you're looking, keep it up, girl. Keep it up. And Frank, yeah, see? Thumbnails, that's all. That was probably the quickest thumbnail I've ever made in my life. Thank God for Canva. Okay, those of you who don't know Canva, check out Canva. If you've got thumbnails, anything, it's very, very well put together, and it helps you with putting those thumbnails together real quick. So thank you, Frank. And who else did? Frank even set his alarm to wake up early just for me. I feel so honored. Okay, sorry. I'm going to be on people's nerves very quickly if I keep up like that, aren't I? So, Missy, hey, Missy, how you doing, my dear? And what is this? You've got your foot prop. Oh, yeah, pain meds can be good. I actually took an allergy pill a few minutes ago because I was just like, I can't breathe. So, allergy pills on board. So, if I fall asleep, that's why. And let's see, is that everyone for right now in chat? Yes, that is. Oh, no, maybe not. I have an arrow. No, I'm not. Because there's Miss Amy. Love you, Miss Amy. And Christola, girl, you know what I'm meaning when I say this, but you are amazing. You have been helping me out big time right now. I mean, thank you. Thank you. And also, here we go. Oh, Sherry's here. Grandma Sherry. Everyone's grandma. Yeah? Because we're all related, aren't we? Yeah? Uh-huh. Love you, Sherry. And Tim's here. Hey. Yes. Oh my God. Okay, here come the names and I love it. All the rest of you guys who aren't in chat, but hanging out watching, that'd be cool too. Love y'all also. Got a subject here today. As you guys know, every Friday I'm like, oh, what am I going to talk about? Oh gosh, and here they go. You guys can't be done with the treats already. Come on now. I actually sent Robbie, Brooklyn, a bag of these treats also. These are the best things in the world. Did I just see Emu there? Emu, love you, my dear. Say hi to Miss Van for me. And lovely lady, thank you for jumping on in. Yes, everyone wants to know where Van is. And poor Emu can't go anywhere with people saying, where's Van? So, love you guys. So, one of the things, that came across a lot of times where I start looking for subjects is Instagram. Hey, Sleuth Mom, I forgot to say something to you. Hi, thank you. Little makeup can do wonders. Isn't it amazing? So, looking after 4 kids out. That is the job that takes over any job is watching 4 kids or more. I go on Instagram and I try looking for subjects that kind of just tug at my heart or something. There's something in it that speaks to me. And today, as I went on looking around, I came across the idea of support circles, support groups. Thank you, Missy. Thank you. All of us have a support group, yeah? Every one of us belong to a group of friends. Okay, that is our support. Oh my God, you guys are going to make me I'm going to start blushing in a second. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. All of us have these support systems, the support networks, circles. We may call them our friends. We may call them our family. the girls, the guys, whatever it is, we have our own name for them. But they're there as part of a group that supports us when we need it. And we're part of other people's support groups, yeah? And so what I wanted to do is today talk about that. Before we go in there, one thing I would like to start every single live about is reminding everyone, if you ever have any need, okay, you start getting the thoughts about the world being a better place without you, okay, that things are just too hard. What we talk about in here on these Fridays is hard information, and it can bring up a lot of hard emotions. So I want everyone to always please remember the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline here in America. Okay, 988. They set this up for all of us to be able to call if we need help. Use it. You're worth that phone call. If you're in that position, you're worth that phone call. Frank has 100 subs now? Yes. Congrats, Frank. And yeah, you can text, you can call, you can do it privately. Okay. They don't need to know your name. They want to be there to help you. So always remember 988. We're going to keep drilling that number until it becomes as common in someone's head as 911. We automatically think, okay, when we see an emergency happening, boom, 911. We know what it is. We need to get 988 so ingrained in us that it's that same thought process. Okay, when ourselves or someone else is having a rough time, we call 988. Okay, so let's get it to that point for us. So what is a support circle? As we go through all this, okay, what is a support circle? Well, I mentioned some of it. Okay, number one, plain and easiest, it's made up of your friends, your family, and peers. Okay, some of the people in your support circle might not necessarily be friends. And that's fine. That's fine. They don't have to be best buddies with you. Okay. It's more about, it's a group of people that you can lean on to help you through processes. My 3 is a great, okay. I'll have to take a look at that later, Sherry, for sure. And also it's a group that's there for us to be able to work on issues when we're having a rough time, when we're having a good time, when we're problem solving. Anything on that level. It is also a relationship that is positively focused. Okay, it has a minimum of, just strife, fighting, things like that. Okay, a support circle that is based off of negativity is not going to get you anywhere. Because how can you be focusing on bettering your life, finding solutions to issues that you have, or things like that, if the people surrounding you are focused on negativity? Okay. It needs to be a place that you can come to and talk with and know you're going to get the truth, whether the truth hurts or not. Okay. But also the support that you need at that time. It is also a relationship that truly, honestly, is so rewarding when you're part of a true support circle. Okay, let me, hey there, Darren. You know what? But you do have people. Like I said, Darren, okay, we don't have to be best buddies to be part of a support circle. This becomes a support circle, yeah? Okay, it might not be a classic support circle, but this is a support circle. It's a group of people that can come together and you can connect with them, whether it's through Messenger, Discord, or things like that. It's there for you to be able to communicate. And talking about Discord, before I get any further on that, let me see if I can pull up my invite link. I meant to do this earlier and I did not copy this. I'm putting in chat right now my Discord link. We're not really active. There's others that are more active, but there are folders in there for people. If you want to have a place to talk, if you need a private place with just a couple people, you just contact me and we can set that type of thing up, knowing that we are not professionals. I am never going to sit here and tell people that this is professional therapy, because we're not. We're people who care about other people. And, But that relationship, getting back to what is, it's so rewarding, it's enriching, it's helpful. Okay, say you're part of a support circle for someone else who is dealing with an issue, and then you start dealing with that issue in your own life. Now, all of a sudden, you can go back in time in your head and think, okay, what did we do in that case? What worked for that person? What didn't work for that person? So it can give you as much back as you put into it if you're on the other side. And also, what are some of the ways that, just knowing someone does care? And that's kind of where we're going to go into. Okay, there's so many types of social support. So that comes Grandma Sherry. Perfect comment at the perfect time. What are some ways you can show social support? Okay, whether you're part of a system, a circle, or you're not. How can you show support to other people? Well, the first thing is just emotional support. This is the one most of us think about most of the time, okay? Oh, yeah, I'm showing support. I'm giving them empathy, okay? Empathy is being able to put yourself in their, understand why they're feeling the way that they are feeling, okay? It's not sympathy. Sympathy is feeling sorry for someone for the way that, there's a slight difference between the two. Empathy is really understanding why that person's going through that. Doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with what they're going through. You may not, but you understand, and you're trying to understand, and people try to understand you. Next, you're getting things like love and kindness, trust. One of the biggest things we're going to talk about when it comes to social, circles and all is trust. And then encouragement, because a group of people who truly care about each other, that truly love each other and are there for each other, also encourage each other. Okay, they're there even when it's hard for them to encourage the other person. They try to go into their head, hello, Red Rock, go into their head and try to figure out, okay, why are they acting this way right now? Cassie, okay, I'm going to sorry, Cassie is going to go see her grandma in the other room, I think, because she's growling. And nope, now she wants back to me. And you're trying to figure out, what is it about them? What are they upset about? Okay, why are they feeling that way? Okay, and try to help with the encouragement as they want. Now, part of social support and social circles is also understanding where that person is. You can't force something on anyone, yeah? Okay, we talk about that all the time. People will say, well, why doesn't so-and-so do this? Well, you know what? People may be saying it, but that doesn't mean they're going to do it. People choose to do whatever they're going to do. And that is part of the freedom of being a true support system, is you are there for them no matter what. Okay, you're there for them to help them understand what's going on, and you help give them skills for them to decide, do they take them or not. So next type of support is just the companionship, puppy's back, companionship and support. Okay. One of the greatest things about, and you know what, Darren, you kind of mentioned this yourself, is puppy. Oh, Crystal. Okay, maybe Sleuth Mom can share Frank's channel, and or Frank can. That works too, and that's fine too. Part of, as Darren was saying, okay, part of having that circle is having a way of feeling like you belong. Hey, Melody, that you belong, that you're not alone, and that's what I love about the circles. You aren't alone. I've mentioned this to a couple people recently. Until around 2012, when my best friend moved back to the island, or who I consider my best friend, moved back to the island, I never went out. I did not have a social circle other than my family, honestly. Now I have such a social circle, I'm almost doing too much all the time. Okay. But knowing once I developed that social circle that I wasn't alone, because that fear of being alone can really affect how we operate on a day-to-day life. When you feel alone, and that no one cares about you, it makes it hard to make decisions on a day-to-day basis. Because if you do have someone who comes into your life and becomes a friend to you, you are so scared of losing that person because you know what it's like not to have people, not to have that support system. And this support system, no matter who's in it, is so important to so many of us, because that feeling that we're dealing with everything in life alone is one of the worst feelings I think a human being can have, to be honest. It's one of the worst things I've ever felt in my life, is when I truly felt alone. And next type of support is tangible things you can touch. Okay, so we're talking about financial. Okay, those of you who have kids who've gone off to college, you know this type of support. Okay, your child who is still asking for help with their rent each month or things like that, or even here on YouTube. We talk quite often about people who are doing GoFundMes or who are having a rough time in life. Maybe something has thrown them a different way. I mean, I myself, just 6 weeks ago, when my mom fell and hurt herself, I had a lot of people coming to me asking me, hey, Lighting the Way Home, love you. A lot of people asking me about, am I going to do a fundraiser or stuff? Because that staying for an extra 5 weeks on vacation was extremely expensive. But that's what support systems do. Here, where we are a family, even when we're fighting, we're still a family. And we're here to help support people. And when we see someone hurting, we want to help them also. That's part of that tangible side of the support. Practical, material, anything that is physical way of helping someone out. Okay. Next type is, I got a puppy who's crying over here, is informational support. And this, now we're getting into some areas that we don't think about quite as often. Okay, when you're in a relationship that is support-based, okay, a support circle type based, you know what? You can have all these people who sit there and comfort you and give you hugs and stuff like that. But one of the most important parts of a true support system is are people that are going to help you through whatever you're going through using problem solving and knowledge. Okay, it's not enough. For example, when we sit down, okay, to this live, it's like, here, we're coming here together as a group of people and we're going to share things that have gone on. People in chat already have shared emotions that they have. And we're going to be here to support each other through there. But it's also the problem solving. How do you get through whatever is happening? If you are having a really rough time and with anxiety, okay, pop-up anxiety. Okay, and you don't know how to work your way through that anxiety, yet someone else does, that becomes support. Someone who will teach you how to ground yourself. Someone who will give you phone numbers like the 988 phone number and push you to do that. Exactly, Sherry, you read my mind before I even said it. Giving the helpline. That is a way of support. Information is power. Okay, yeah? We hear that all the time. Information is power, and it is. Because to take care of yourself, you need that knowledge on how to do it. Because none of us are born knowing what to do, yeah? We have to learn the skills to be able to pull that off. And so as we go through figuring out what support systems are like and all that, we run into issues, okay, and we've all had this with our own support systems, good sides, bad sides, things like that. So what are some of the benefits? Okay, when we're dealing with a group of people that are there for us, whether it's the infamous Discord group or folder or a Facebook Messenger group, or the group of you that go out to coffee once a week, okay, wherever you live. That group, what are some of the benefits of having that type of group? Well, the first one is just the ability to cope, okay? day to day, we are dealing with shit. Okay, we are dealing with things that drag us down. We are dealing with things that anger us and piss us off. We are dealing with things that make us question whether we're worthwhile. Having that social support system in play allows us to be able to cope during those times, because those friends are there to help us figure out how to deal with it. Okay, guys, back to treats. Okay, how to deal with that emotion of I don't matter, or that emotion of, oh my God, I just can't calm myself down and I want to blow up, or I don't matter no matter what happens in the world, or all these different things that happen. Each of us have been in these places. So it helps us with that because they're there to help give us the skills we need and the support we need to get through it. It also alleviates the effects of emotional distress, okay? Not just learning how to cope, but to go beyond that, okay? Coping is one thing. Coping is a temporary solution, right? Coping means I'm getting through the next 5, 10, 15 minutes. Thank you, Sleuth Mom, for sharing that. And I'm getting through it. Grandma Sherry uses the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. And we need to go back. I need to do a live actually going back to all that about finding, I'm not sure if this is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 you're talking about, but 5 things you see, or I forget the exact order. Is it see, hear, using your senses combined with stuff. But coping, Van, love you, my dear. Love you, love you, love you. And have fun with the kiddos. And coping is going to get you through that moment. It's going to get you through that day. Now, alleviating the effects is being able to recognize how it's doing. Okay, you're triggered, okay, anxiety, things like that. All of those effects that, okay, happen. High blood pressure going up, okay, shaking, being nervous. It helps to change some of those things. It helps us to be able to deal with them and learn how to permanently address them for the future so that we get rid of it. It also promotes good mental health. Okay, if you are talking with your friends and coming up with ways to deal with anxiety, like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay, or you're dealing with depression and the feeling of being alone, and you're talking with other people about how to address that and who you can call when you're having a rough time or things like that, you're promoting good mental health. We talk about how exercise is there to promote our physical health. This is helping us to promote the mental health side of it, to be able to deal with the emotions as they pop up. It also, one of the first things that came out once I started developing a group of people, and now I have many groups of people that are my social circle, okay, that are there for me depending on what I need at that time. And it has truly helped my self-esteem. My mom and I were talking about this yesterday. I am not the person that I was 12 years ago. 12 years ago, I had no way of... Sorry, I just saw Frank's comment in there. Okay, sorry for those of you who are watching this later. I just saw that and I just literally lost it right there. And Frank, you're a troublemaker. You are such a troublemaker. So, see, I am reading chat. And, but yeah, no, once I created that group of people that I could come to, one of the first things that it did is it changed my self-esteem. I started believing in myself. And as I started believing in myself, I started realizing my boundaries matter. I started realizing being codependent. And what was I codependent? Okay, I still am, but I'm getting better. And it's helped with that. I have become more proud of who I am. I've become more comfortable with who I am. I like who I am. And that's, I think, where it comes to. I love you, Iris. And next is, we talked about physical health. Okay, the whole idea of going out and exercising, helping your physical health. Well, the other side of working on having a support system, a support group per se, is it also does help our physical health. How many of you, thinking about it, okay, when you're having an anxiety attack or depression, or you're coming down on yourself, or you're getting pissed royally off or something like that, see your blood pressure skyrocket, see all the physical things. Hey, AJ, how you doing, my dear? You feel all these things that are happening, okay, to your body. Well, when you start dealing with the side effects from it, when you start realizing how I can address the issues that are down deep for me, because you're talking to your friends now who are helping you, you find your blood pressure lowering. You might actually find, they're tying so many things to our mental health level. Hello, Charmed Warrior. And we're starting to get into the things where headaches, migraines. I've noticed the moment I start getting pulled into, whether it be drama or issues in family life or things like that, my migraines get 10 times worse. I've noticed that, and I can track it. They tell you to track things. I've tracked it. Bingo. But if I can start learning skills by talking to my friends that are part of my support system, I can handle those migraines better because I'm dealing with the things that are triggering it. So, AJ, Missy, same with you. Yeah, there's so much that's tied to all this. So, as we start looking at our support system, like I said, all of us have groups we belong to. Friendship groups, family groups, hobby-based groups, you name it, we all have them. And we have many of them. Okay, but when it comes to a support circle, a support group, and I'm not saying a support group as in, oh, I go and I meet with them once a week, or I go onto Facebook and I talk with them, okay, whenever I'm talking about a circle of people. There are things that you're going to want to look at first, because not every friendship is necessarily part of your support circle. And I think that's when we get ourselves into trouble sometimes, is we confuse the word friend with my support system, my support circle. Okay, I have many friends that are not necessarily part of my support circle, because I'm there with them as friendship. It's a different thing. The support circle is truly more about people that I can be around that understand what I'm going through. Maybe they've been in whatever it is that I'm dealing with and can help me with things. So how do you identify what it is you need and who needs to be part of that circle? Or if you have multiple circles. And thank you, Sherry. Yep, I get you, AJ. There is a lot of that going on right now. And it's important for us to come. And that's why I wanted to do this today, I was like, you know what? I'm dealing with it myself right now. How do I address it? How do I come together with my friends on it? So identifying your support needs. First is, what is it you need? What is it you are looking for to get out of this circle of friends? Okay, what is it that is happening to you right now that you need the help with? Okay, how do you figure that out? Well, maybe look at your life events. Okay, are you dealing with parenthood? Okay, support circle for parenthood is going to be totally different than a support circle that is focused on death of a husband or wife. So you're looking at what is happening that will show you who it is you need to talk with. Okay, you're not going to go and have part of if your main issue you're dealing with is, okay, like my mom, we lost my dad a number of years ago. She's had to deal with being widowed, all the emotions that come up out of that. She's got a number of support systems. Yeah. But would she necessarily go to the support system that is made up of all these happily married men and women that are good friends of hers? No. Instead, she is going to go to the people who understand what it's like to have gone through that type of life event. And hey, Nicole, love you, my dear. What does it feel like? What have they gone through? They understand what it's like to have lost someone that was their soul mate. Okay, if you've just had children, different. If you're going off to college, different. If you're dealing with YouTube drama, different again. I can guarantee you the people in my support group, circles that don't know the first thing about YouTube are not the ones that I'm probably going to come to about YouTube issues. Yeah? They don't understand it. So you want to make sure you're looking at what is going on in your life that you need the help with. Okay, so as you're going through that, you pull those together and you've got your group. Now, how many of you put a 1 in chat if you've got a group of a circle of friends, whatever it is, and in supporting each other, you've had problems. Things have blown up. Maybe someone who was part of that support group and you just had a huge fight, or all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, what's happening here? Or something. Put a 1 in chat if you've ever had that happen. Put a 2 in chat if you're like, Loco, what the fuck are you talking about? All my groups are great. And let's see where we are with that. Yes, exactly, Sluden. Never been in a fight. See, I got to do the numbers just so I could get a drink. And and that's where I am too. It happens. Okay, but why? Why does it happen? Okay, you guys know me by now, yeah? I am not going to accept something happening in my life without trying to figure out why it happened so I can make the change. And well, we got our 1, 2 in there so far, and I'm sure actually everyone does, because everyone has a different idea of what a group is. It may not have happened, okay? In certain groups, things work differently. But in this case, okay, when you have difficulties in any relation, and I'm not even going to just say support circle right now, this can probably be pushed out to even just normal relationships and friendships. Okay, and probably as we go through this, one of the reasons why I wanted to address this is because this is the reason why I think we tell so many people, okay, look at the friendship, look at the support system, because so many people, I am going to say this, I've noticed a lot of people want to help other people. They want to be part of other people's support circle. Now, why? That's their thing. I know for myself, when I've done that, in some cases, it was my codependence popping up. I wanted to be able to help everyone else out. Okay, Captain Save-A-Ho. Okay, other people, it just might be for, okay, maybe they want to belong. So they're like, if I'm part of that support group, part of the group that person goes to, then I belong. Some people do it for nefarious reasons, whatever the reason is. Okay, there are many times we're not meant to be part of the support system. Does that mean we're not a friend? No, we're still a friend with that person. Hey, somebody. I love that name. My God, I love that. And hello, Downtown Wonder. With the Tower of Self. Oh my God, my dear, that was me. That was me. When I was going through my healing from abuse issues and stuff like that, I lived in Borders and Barnes and Nobles. I swear I lived there. So first thing that I notice a lot of times when you've got a group of supporters that are helping each other through issues is some people just don't get it. Okay. They have different priorities. They have different things that matter to them. So you may be coming to them, and let's use the thing of my mom's case. My poor mom's getting picked on today. Okay, maybe she comes to me and starts talking about how hard it is losing the love of her life, and how, okay, when he first died, she just didn't seem to mourn. She was angry or things like that. And I don't understand that, because I'm not married. I don't have that love of my life or anything like that right now in my life. I don't get it. Or maybe my priorities are different. Maybe my priorities are more finding the love of my life. So I'm not going to be able to understand. Does it mean I don't care about her? No. I care the world about her. But I would not be the best person for her. And if I am in helping her with that, I might actually be hurting the whole issue instead. I might be hurting her ability to come out on the other end successfully. And also that could be the number one. The other one is sometimes people get threatened. Okay, think about it. If you're talking to someone who is dealing with say I am dealing with codependency. Okay, I am really finding myself in Captain Save-A-Ho position and all that other stuff, and I'm really needing to work with that. There might be someone in my circle who truly starts feeling threatened by what it is I'm talking about, because they see themselves in that issue. Maybe they deal with codependency also. So when I'm addressing my issues and trying to talk through my issues with them, okay, they are sitting there saying, oh, fuck this, no. And they're going to try to change the subject and all, because they may not be at a place where they can even look at that inside themselves yet. And in the end, it holds me back, because that person can't look at it themselves. And if they're the only one in my social, support system, then I'm never going to be able to move further on that unless I pick up the self-help books and all that, of course. And so that happens so often. And what's bad about that, if you go bringing it up to them saying, yeah, I understand you can't deal with this right now because you have the same problem. Oh shit, you're going to start a big fight. And then you got another problem completely. So recognizing if a person, and the other reason why I wanted to bring up these things here is, say you have a friend in your support circle and they've been there for years, and they have to, all of a sudden they start distancing themselves when you're talking about certain issues. It might be because of one of these reasons. It may not be about you. Because a lot of times when a friend distances themselves, the first thing in our mind is, oh shit, we fucked up. What did we do? What did we say to them that got them mad? And we're looking at ourselves. What did I do? When in reality, it's one of these things that's going on. Okay, maybe they're seeing something in you that you're pushing yourself forward to address, and they're not in that place yet. And because of that, they find themselves pulling back because they don't want to see that in themselves yet. So next is, I mentioned a second ago, yes, be careful of unsolicited advice. Oh, yes. And that is the truth. Be careful of it and listen to advice. Sometimes it's good advice. Sometimes it's not. And that's why I say, people will say all the time, well, why isn't so-and-so telling so-and-so this? Or why is it? Well, you know what? Just because people don't act on the advice that we're talking about, hello, Deb, okay, doesn't mean they haven't been told. They have made a choice as to how they're going to approach. And that choice may be a temporary choice. It may be a temporary choice because they are working on the issue, but they just keep fucking up, but they're keeping moving forward on it, but they're trying. And that's the key there. Now, one of the things I mentioned, what if you have just a one-person support circle? And that's where I wanted to bring up this next one. A one-person support system can become very problematic. And the reason behind that is it is not good to just have a champion or just have an accountability person. You need both. And very few people truly can be both. There are people who can be both. There are. I've seen them, but they're very far and few between. What you really need in your support group, your support circle, okay, is that you need that person who's going to be your champion. They're going to be there just, you can do this, you're doing so great. Okay, even if you're not doing great, you're doing so great and stuff like that because they see you trying, right? But like I just said, if you're telling someone all the time, okay, you need to do this, okay, you need to be careful when you do this, you need to be careful. Well, the champion's always going to be like, come on, keep it up, you're doing so great, just keep trying, you're doing good. On the other side, you need the accountability person. The person who you trust and the person that trusts you well enough to say, I can see you're trying, but you know what? This happened the other day. What do you think happened that caused that? How do you think you can address this differently in the future? They're going to hold you accountable for trying to change. Because after all, if you have a support circle, part of taking steps to get on your journey to push yourself further and become a better person is changing, is looking at how you can change and learn new skills. And it's hard to see through our own behaviors. Okay, our own behaviors are colored in our mind. Okay, it's just something that we do. We kind of see ourselves. Oh, yes, I'm doing that. And then you later on, no, I wasn't doing that, but you can't see through it. You can't see the tree through the forest. So having that person who holds you accountable, who you know loves you, they're not holding you accountable out of hate. They're holding you accountable out of love. And having both of those things. And yes, AJ, trauma bonding is a real thing out there. It is a real thing. And many of us have fallen into it. I've fallen into trauma bonding before. A lot of us have. So, Grandma Sherry, someone you can trust, someone who is honest, someone who knows all the good stuff about you to remind you. Yeah, that is your accountability person. That's the person who's going to help you probably as much, if not more so than the person who is your champion. And, hey, Burden, how you doing, my dear? AJ, look, I don't think it's just the behaviors. I think we need to diagnose and get to the part and try to heal from the underlying. Yes. AJ, yes. It's not enough just, okay, to just say, oh, I keep doing this. Okay, my behavior, I act this way all the time because this happened to me or something like that, okay? I dealt with abuse as a child, okay? I dealt with sexual abuse as a child, okay? Why do I even sit and say that quietly? If you ever notice, any of us who've been through that, we kind of say, and I dealt with, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. But the thing is, for years, I would sit and say, oh, yeah, the reason why I sit at home and don't go out and do things is because of this reason. No. That's giving me the opportunity to have an excuse for my behaviors. I need to figure out why. Why was I wanting to stay home during those times? I was scared because I was scared of creating new friendships that could turn on me. Okay, so then I start dealing with that. So understanding. And you know what, guys? None of us are professionals here. Okay, you need to see someone who is a professional to really understand how those things, because also remember, a lot of mental health things do have medications and stuff. And if you get the medications, it'll help quite often. I know many people it also hurts because it's actually, you get side effects and all that. Sometimes downtown wonder exactly. Sometimes we can get in our own way. We really honestly can. And it's something for us to be able to look in. And that's what your support circle is going to do. They're going to sit there and help us figure out what it is we're doing when we can't see it. So you need to have both those people. But on the other hand, it's going to be really hard and you may actually fail if you have the accountability person who's always telling you what you may not have succeeded at, but you don't have the champion to lift you up. The champion who's going to tell you, you're doing good job. You're doing a good job. Keep it up. Even if you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, you're still going forwards. So your champion is going to do that type of thing. And between the 2 of them, you will succeed. May take a while, and each of us a different amount of time, but it will work. The next question asked them is this: do you value their opinion? Weird question, yeah? Okay, but in the end, if you're going to be asking people to listen to you, if you're going to be trusting people to listen to what is going on in your life and help give you ideas or support even, do you value their opinion? Because what is the, and it's going to get very frustrating for your support system if every time they offer you an opinion, you shoot it down. They're going to walk off sooner or later. So as you're deciding who's part of this group, ask yourself, do I value their opinion? Will I listen to them? Am I okay listening to them? Also looking at your social, just the social psychological safety. Like I just used the word trust. Okay. It's hard opening up to people. Okay. I just said, talked about my own life and all and found myself lowering my voice as I said it. And so are you going to feel comfortable in that relationship? If you tell them your deepest, darkest secret, do you know they will never pass that secret on to someone else? Do you, though, on the other hand, if you tell them something that is truly dangerous, will you trust them enough to be able to get the help in the right direction? There's all these things that need to be balanced. And also, can you trust them? Because if you don't trust them, you're not going to open up to them. You're always going to hold back. And you may trust them halfway. And maybe that's good enough for you at some point. And then at some point, as we're going to talk about what happens sometimes about moving on and things. And that's fine too. So, Darren, I value the opinion of someone who can tell me I'm full of shit and accept being told the same amen. I get so frustrated at people who don't want to hear the truth. I got to realize at the same point, they're at a different part of their journey than I am. I want to hear the truth because I can't move forward. I can't learn new skills if I don't hear the truth about myself. Oh God, Charm Warrior, I am so sorry. Just opened up to a person I thought was a friend of 30 years and 5 days later they quit talking to you. And that's the hard part. That's always been one of my biggest fears. I grew up in the military. I changed schools every 2 years on the dot from first grade all the way through high school. The idea of being abandoned and having to learn was one of my biggest issues, in all honesty. And one of the reasons why a lot of times I did not want to go ahead and put myself out. That was one of the reasons why I was happy staying in my house all the time up until 12 years ago, because I was so scared about trust being broken, being left alone, all those things. But trusting people in the end has made my life so much better than I ever thought it could have been. And but it does hurt. And I've cried many, many times when I decided to trust the wrong person. I have cried. I have lost friendships that I truly thought were like a sister. And you got to pick yourself up and move forward. And you learn from it. You've got a new skill. You've got a new way of thinking about things. But you've learned from it at that point. But it's hard. I get you, Charmed. I definitely get you, because that's exactly where I've been in the past. You don't want to risk losing that person. And also, hey, Robbie, love you so much. Love you, my dear. And so that psychological side of that support team, a group, can you trust them? And to how far? And you may start off slowly. I'll trust this part of my life. Okay, now I'll trust this. But especially a 30-year relationship, you're already at the point where you trust them like this. So yeah, I can understand that one totally. Downtown Wonder, I agree. I'm big on loyalty. Loyalty, exactly. So, and then the last is, like I said, it's okay to outgrow friends. So bad. And this is, again, one of the hard ones that I've had to do. When I had to move and leave people every 2 years, it took so much for me to start trusting people and being a friend with people. And then to realize, did I outgrow that person? It's okay for us to outgrow friends, whether they're friends or part of our social circle. It's okay. They're on a different journey from us. They may have gone in a different direction, or maybe they're moving ahead, but moving slower than us. And if they're part of that social circle with us, that support circle with us, you run into the problem if they are still way behind. Are they able to help you with the support you need moving forward if they themselves are dealing with things from where you were years ago or whatever it is? It's okay. It's okay to let people go. You don't have to have fights with them over it. Okay, you can choose to still be. It's okay to be friends with people, but be acquaintances. A lot of people think friendship is friendship is friendship. Friendship is a spectrum. Okay, just like you've got all these other spectrums out there, like mental health is a spectrum. Okay, they can be anywhere on that. I have some of my best friends of my life back in my high school years. Okay, and I'm still friends with them. Am I best friends with them? No, we don't have the same circle of friends anymore. We don't do the same things. What they've got children, I don't have children. I focus on this in my life, they focus on that, but we're still friends. It's just at a different place on the spectrum. And that's what's okay with this. You can have that. So you need to, if you're going to outgrow people, you're also going to have to expand your circle. We find ourselves always we have that circle. We've got to fill it with people. We need people in our lives who can help us and support us, and we can support them. And it truly is a back and forth relationship like that where we give and take. And so how do you go about expanding that circle? What do you do when you're looking at that? Well, first, look for mutual support that already exists. Look at this chat right now. How many people in this chat, okay, that you already have relationships with? You may not be best buddies talking on Messenger every single day or something, but some of you have connected on different levels. So look at your mutual circles to begin with. Okay, who is out there might be able to help you out more? That you might be able to be there for them, that you understand where they are in their life right now. And AJ, yeah, reason why I say you got to be careful with that. Every action is a reaction. And it's like you begin to experience trauma while pushing away from, yes. And that's what's great. When we have these circles of support, we can start seeing that with each other and help us catch. Hey, Sleuth Mom, I know you got something heading out. Love you, my dear. We should be finishing up fairly soon here, actually. And I'll see you in a few. Love you, Sleuth. And guys, do check out Sleuth's channel. Okay, like so many here, lighting the way home. Okay, we've got Frank, Burden of Proof, all that are really working hard on the missing, advocacy for the missing. So please take a look at their channels. So next way you can look at expanding your circle is finding a support group. Okay, we talk about our support groups, official and unofficial. Okay, the support group I have with my friends is one thing, but you can have official support groups. Okay, Robbie has, quote unquote, a support group for sobriety. It's a group on Facebook for people to come and help support each other who have been through this. It consists of many people who probably don't know each other, but they come together and they're able to support each other. So looking up on Facebook, okay, looking on YouTube, it's amazing how many mental health lives there are out there on YouTube. Looking for those. So expanding that circle by joining a group, because what happens if you, okay, I'm going to use Robbie's Facebook group for sobriety again as an example. If you go in there, okay, and you start talking to people, you've joined the group, you start connecting with those people. Maybe out of the 30 people you speak to, 2 of them really connect with you. And now you've got a support circle of the 3 of you. So looking at those things, hey, Frank, yeah, just watch me. That works. And also, next is maintaining, and this one I have a problem with, maintain regular contact with those who are important with you. Again, for me, because I did move so much when I was a child, I never expected to have friends for more than 2 years because I moved on. And I've had it so ingrained in my head since I was a child that I'm always expecting people to leave my friendship or stuff like that. So I never really worked well on staying in contact with people. And I feel horrible about it. There's some people here on YouTube that I adore. And I realize all of a sudden I sit back and I'm like, fuck, you've never sent them a message letting them know that you're still here and you love them and care about them. And you need to maintain contact with people. Let them know they're important to you because that's where they're going to stay. Maybe right now they're not a part of that support circle of yours, but in remaining in touch with them, and then when all of a sudden something happens to you and you need that, say in the case, go back to Mom again, okay, she kept in touch with so many of her friends for years and all that, and then all of a sudden when we lost Dad, okay, her friends did not understand it because she's the only one who's a widow, but this one friend that she talked to a couple times a year does understand. And also, I know, I only talk to you about business, Frank. We got to change that. And next is great way to find people that can be part of this group for you is look at your hobbies. Look at your leisure activities. I do diamond painting. I've met some amazing women that are part of this YouTube community, but we also have diamond painting. Okay. And it's amazing because we start talking about diamond painting and next thing you know, we can start talking about things that are going on in our lives. World of Warcraft. I play World of Warcraft. There's a couple people I've met here that play there. So having those abilities that you create a relationship with people through your activities, through your hobbies. That's why YouTube is so good at creating these communities that we talk about, because each of us have something that we share, interests, okay, things that we do, things that just really click, that we all have in common. So we pull tighter together due to that. And I agree. I agree. Like about lighting the way. I'm going to just start calling you your real name. And also, but yeah, no, the missing community. I'm lucky enough to count myself a member of 2 different communities right now, and they have amazing people on both sides. And the missing community, the advocacy group for missing children and adults, is just, I'm seeing it just starting to flourish. And it's amazing. It's really amazing to see what's going and how everyone's connecting. And it has become a community now. It really has. And I love it. I love it. And the last way that you can really expand that circle is volunteering. Okay. Again, if we're going back to the idea of hobbies, leisure activities, if there's certain things you're interested, okay, I can't call, okay, PJ. Hi, PJ. Lighting, by the way. Yeah, the same person. And also, when you're volunteering, you volunteer usually based off of something you enjoy doing, right? So if you enjoy doing something and you're volunteering, maybe Red Cross, okay, you're meeting people. I've been telling my mom, she started getting into these meetup groups for people over 75. and she has started meeting people, and she's developing a new support system of her own. So there are ways for us to do those things. Those are all things I used to laugh at. When I used to go to therapy back, 15 years ago or something like that, and my therapist would say, hey, girl, you got to start getting out there. You got to go do something on a Friday night and stuff like that. And I would be like, yeah, well, I don't have any way of doing it. I don't know how to do it and things like that. And I always had an excuse, And, but when I look at things like this, it is possible. It just requires pushing yourself a little bit. So, AJ, I don't mean to sound negative, but it drives me nuts that a lot of these charities and stuff that you have to be a member of an organization or church to even volunteer. I agree with that. If you want to volunteer, you shouldn't have to become a member of them. Becoming a member shows that you agree with their, mission, vision, goals, things like that. But sometimes it's done just because people want money, and that's not right. I agree with that completely. So gang, I know there's a couple other lives going on. I didn't want to spend forever on this subject, and we've gone a whole hour. And, but gang, all of us here, belong to groups. We belong to support systems. We belong to circles of friends. A lot of us get confused between what is a friend and what is a support system. And does every friend have to be part of the support? And if they don't support you, we get mad. Each of us are at a different place in our lives, and we deal with things differently. And we have to be open to that on other people. So hopefully, I'm hoping all you guys got something from this. As we finish up, I got a couple of you guys still left in chat and everything. Anyone, I do this every single time. Can you guys give me one thing in chat that you're going to take away from this? AJ, unfortunately, I can't do Cantina tonight. And we will be back next week for sure. A bunch of things happened, and no Cantina tonight, but we do need a Cantina. I agree. And I promised something to someone. So, what did you guys get from this? Well, I give you guys time to write in chat one thing. What's your takeaway for the day? Let me figure out my takeaway for the day. My takeaway is probably the outgrowing of people. I always feel like if I outgrow someone, it's mean. So I kind of stick wherever I am because I don't want to accept that I've outgrown someone because I see that as bad for some reason, that I don't care about that person when I care about them just as much as I ever did before. And it is okay to move on. That would be my takeaway. Anyone else has any takeaways? Pop it in. Meeting all, there you go, Charmed Warrior. And that's what I love. I hope a couple of you guys decide to join us in Discord. I'm sorry, Discord's been really quiet lately, but I did want that to be a place where people could come and talk if they needed a quiet place for themselves. Charm Warrior, I need to stay more positive to yourself. Yes, that's an amazing takeaway to get with. Because each of us, you know what? All of us are trying the hardest we can. I believe it. I have to believe that each of us is trying the hardest that we can. And so you just keep, are we going to fail at times? Yeah. We're going to fail. We're humans. And, but we just continue trying. And, we are, that we are not alone in growing and learning. Bingo, PJ. And, AJ, I understand. I learned to try to be more vigilant and aware in the moment. That's a good one, especially when meeting people. Don't just go looking for signs, but also don't ignore them if they actually show you. Listen to people. Look for patterns. I always say that, and I know it sounds stupid to say it all the time, but look for patterns. And now the patterns don't mean people can't change. They can. But you need to decide if you are the right person to be part of that group that's going to help the person with making that change. And because it's not good for you or the other person if you're not the right match for that. So, Messy K, I take away not to hate myself and to be more open with others. Yes. And it's hard to be open with others. So, Downtown Wonder, you're always welcome, my dear. And like I mentioned earlier by AJ, we do have Cantina every Friday, usually 1 hour after this. So like an hour, well, 55 minutes from now. Unfortunately, today we are going to not be doing that, but I will pick it up next week. And I'll definitely. And also, thank you all so much. I can't believe the dogs actually started behaving. This is, those of you who've been around long enough know that does not happen. And also, love all you guys. Hey, you know what? Times get rough. Okay, seriously, times get rough, and we sit here and we worry about our friends. We worry about ourselves. Okay, we have all these things we want to do, but just stay positive. Okay, always stay positive. Know that you can change. Every one of us can change. We're all on a journey. It's up to us where we want to go on that journey. So make it the best one you can. Love all of you guys, and I will talk to you soon. See you on other lives. Bye-bye. Treats for the dogs. Aloha.